Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HAIRIEN binti NORMAHEYDEY. Today, we will be discussing about company implementation of principles and practice of management during the COVID-19 pandemic. To begin with, every organization that wishes to be systematic in achieving its objectives must have well-organized management. When there is strong structure in place, the company runs efficiently and develops new ways to improve productivity. Now, what will happen if a company have a poor management? There will be a chaos at the workplace which could lead organization to permanently close their doors. There are 4 functions of management which are planning, organizing, leading and controlling. These 4 functions are to create and implement plans to fulfill the organization's goals, to structure those plans while directing employees in their respective roles, and to ultimately control the plan to function as a successful manager. The company that we have chosen to talk about is Tesco. Tesco began in 1919 as a group of market stalls in Hackney, London. It was founded by Jack Cohen, who obtained a supply of tea from T.E. Stockwell in 1924. He then joined those 3 initials with the first 2 letters of his surname. In 1931, the first Tesco store opened in Burn Oak, Barnet. Over 100 Tesco stores spread across the world by 1939. Since early 1990s, Tesco has expanded internationally, having operations in 11 different nations. Tesco has expanded into sectors such as books, clothing, electronics, furniture, toys, petrol, software, financial services, telecoms, and internet services since the 1960s. As of 2021, Tesco has over 4,000 stores and over 300,000 employees around the world. The diagram shows Tesco's store-level organizational structure chart. Tesco's organizational structure is hierarchical. The people at the top of corporate ladder have the most responsibility and power. This hierarchical structure gives advantages, and one of them is clear chain of command. It means the employees know to whom they report and who reports to them. It also creates defined sets of responsibility. Another advantage is specialization. Larger businesses must handle a wide range of responsibilities, from human resources to accounting to marketing and purchasing. The hierarchical structure splits these areas of concern into specialized departments. Specialization enables businesses to concentrate specific skill sets and resources in order to maximize efficiency. It's often discussed that 4 levels management have a lot of cons. Some of them are inconvenient complication, communication barriers, and segregation among managers. Hence, it is recommended that management levels be reduced in an effort to increase flexibility and improve information transfer.
Setting objectives and choosing a course of action to achieve those objectives is the job of planning in management. Managers must be aware of the current state of the organization environment and foresee future situations to plan. It also necessitates that managers can be a good decision makers. The process of planning is made up of various phases to move forward. So during this pandemic of COVID-19, the company has to make further changes in every sector to ensure the company can survive during these challenges. Investing in innovation could be one of the business strategies for the company to survive during the pandemic of COVID-19. Countries throughout the world have been imposed stringent lockdowns to minimize the spread of COVID-19, requiring people in various industries to work from home. This has changed the way employees work, making them more reliant on technology. Subsequently, investment in technological innovation has increased dramatically. Tesco has had to ensure that their staff can work from home and that their goods can be purchased or accessed through the internet to stay afloat. As a result, new software, digital system, and communication techniques has been developed. All non-essential companies have closed because of the epidemic. This includes theaters, cinemas, museums, and retail establishments. As a result, Firms that had never contemplated going online were pushed to do so all of a sudden. Consumer behaviors have altered as fewer individuals are able to leave their houses to spend money on products and leisure. Customers throughout the world are increasingly turning to online shopping, often known as e-commerce. Tesco.com is an electronic commerce website operated by Tesco. It offers a wide range of other products, including electronics, books, goods, broadband, and financial services. Tesco also provides the delivery services once the customer paid for their product. Since there must be a limitation of employees during one session, Tesco gives more commission on them. Next is changing the business model. Business in all industries have learned from the pandemic that they must have procedures in place to deal with unanticipated disasters. Business must be resilient, adaptable, and creative in order to survive. What makes the company resilient is agility. As a result of the pandemic, a new business technique known as agile business modeling is being applied by Tesco. When the company is faced with severe difficulties and uncertainties, business agility refers to an organization capacity to adapt swiftly, respond quickly, be innovative, lead change, and preserve its competitive edge. If a company can be flexible throughout these times, it has a far better chance of succeeding and surviving.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURUL NAJIHAH binti Muhammad AMRAN. Today I will talk about organizing. Organizing described as a strategy of effectively managing organizational resources in order to achieve organizational goals and objectives. Organizational is the process of coordinating human and organizational resources in order to allocate jobs, physical resources, or financial resources inside a firm. The organizational structure should be adaptive in order for any changes to be easily observed. It ensures the ability to respond to changes in the external environment by adapting and changing activities. Organizing also requires creating a deliberate framework of duties by identifying and enumerating the action required to achieve an enterprise goals. These responsibilities include classifying these activities, allocating such groups of activities to managers, delegating authority to carry them out, and facilitating authority coordination and informal exchanges. During COVID-19, Tesco has made an initiative to destabilize what has already happened. Among them, Tesco has created a website to make it easier for people who want to buy necessities easily without leaving home. This has been done in every country because Tesco is a supermarket that sells wet goods and dry goods, and Tesco is also an important company for the people to continue to survive. With the existence of such platform, the demand for people to get necessities is very high, especially during lockdown. Next, Tesco also create another initiative for customers to use visual store to purchase things. They can scan items are saved in the consumer online shopping basket, and they pay online after their transaction is complete. The visual store are meant to look like the aisles and shelves of a typical Tesco store, making the experience incredibly user-friendly. This also can prevent contact between the cashier and the customers. In addition, such a way can speed up a person to buy goods and no longer to have queue long to make payments at the counter in a crowded situation. Lastly, since the occurrence of COVID-19, all stores have to do regular cleaning and provide hand sanitizer at every entrance, as well as at the payment counter also. In addition, Tesco was also instructed to make a line with a distance of 1 meter at each payment counter to prevent customers from standing in close proximity, which could result in a high probability of being affected by the epidemic. Next, Tesco must also ensure that all the trolleys that have been used need to be cleaned by wiping the handle of the trolley with alcohol water as prescribed by the government of the country.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is SITI HASHIM. I'm going to continue to another point, which is leading. Okay, leading is an ability of a person to influence other people in organization to motivate, inspire, and direct them to do their activity or task comfortably in order to achieve an organizational goals. So when we talk about leadership, it's supposed to be a manager or the upper management to lead their employee comfortably, so they will be motivated and do their task in the right way. The first initiative taken by Tesco is to make an early recognition or acknowledge the crises that happen in their business environment. After they acknowledge the crises that happen in their business environment, the top management and all the manager will gather and discuss and start to make a critical decision making about how and what they can do to cope with the situation. After they have the decision on how to cope with the situation, the manager will explain and lead all their employees to show how the action will be taken, so that their employee will understand and know what they have to do. This will motivate the employee because all their respected manager and management guide them and not leave them alone by giving this positive vibes or positive attitude. The second initiative taken by Tesco is using the basis power, which is reward power and legitimate power. As reward power is ability of a person to influence the allocation of incentive in organization to remove the negative reinforcement. So as for Tesco, they use this power, which is reward power, to remove all the negative vibes in their organization by giving their employees 3 bonus from 2020 until 2021. Other than reward, Tesco also give their employee full payment from the first day of absence to make a safe isolate when they infected by COVID-19. As for legitimate power, Tesco give their employees an order to follow or adapt with the physical step, which is social distancing, as one of the way to prevent COVID-19 in their organization. Next, the initiative taken by Tesco during the pandemic is to ensure communication is effective by using or choosing the right platform to convey the message. This is because when they use the right platform or channel to convey the message, the employees will easily understand and not overlook for the message given. As for example, Tesco can use a Telegram, which is the apps that allow the admin to pin the important notes or message at the top of their channel or group, so the employee will not mistaken or overlook with other message.
Hi, I'm Nadhira binti NAHAR, and I'll continue the presentation with controlling. As part of Tesco's initial response to the crisis, the finance team collaborated with other departments to assist in the speedy adoption of significant operational modification. By doubling its capacity for online grocery shopping, Tesco has become the first retailer in UK for 2020 to fulfill 1 million online food orders in a week. Next, when the crisis has become more serious, there was not enough hand in the store as customers started to have a panic buying. So Tesco hired around 50,000 extra temporary employees, including the highest staff from other teams, to add existing workforce on the shop floor, in distribution center, and also as a delivery driver. Since COVID-19 happened, Tesco initiated one culture which all the staff need to have empathy toward one another. This is because the staff as cashier, promoter, and store assistant, who we call working on the battlefield, is going to need more professional hand to assist them, so they invite the employees from office to help them with their shift, as to let everyone have their rest and guarantee a better services for customers. The last controlling are the most effective method that has helped Tesco increase their sale by a lot. As a result to the lockdown all over the country, customers started to buy grocery online, and Tesco has collected 53.5 billion. In this case, Tesco also control their price in order to meet customers' ability by decrease the price for some of their items.
Hello, my name is SAHILA binti Muhammad FAUDZI. So, for conclusion, we will start with recap principle of management. First point, the principle of management are the activities that plan, organize, leading, and control the operation of the basic element as so to achieve the sub-objective of the enterprise. Second point, to make this theory comes to the reality, managers are required to all the activities of organization. Everyone employed in the organization is affected by company principles, process, policies, and properties, as they are either a manager or a subordinate to manager, and usually they are both. Henry Fayol, a French management theorist who was developing the fundamental notions of principle of management. He is credited with development and the initial plan, organizing, leading, and controlling framework (POLC), which, despite significant content revision, remained the dominant global management structure. Now, we are going to discuss the importance of the principle of management. First, to improve understanding. The principle assists managers to determine what action should be taken to complete certain tasks and to deal with problems that may emerge in the workplace. The guidelines help managers to be more productive. Number 2, direction for trainings of managers. These are useful in defining the management areas in which current of leaders should be taught. Number 3, role of management. These principles are served as a quick reference for managers to see if their judgments are sound. Apart from that, these concepts describe managerial operations in practice. They specify what a manager should do in a certain situation. Research in management. To indicate path along with research should be conducted in order to make management more realistic and effective. Now, moving on to how COVID-19 changed selling and buying businesses between consumer and corporation. According to the research conducted by McKinsey, since the start of the crisis, data on decision makers' behavior across industry has revealed that the huge digital transition is here to stay. The COVID-19 pandemic compelled consumer and the businesses to go completely digital. Lastly, to conclude everything Tesco have done by applying the principle of POLC is planning. Tesco developed Tesco.com is a Tesco-owned and operated e-commerce website. Organizing. Tesco organized a virtual store to purchase things. Third one, leading. Management of Tesco explained and lead all the employees on how to apply the action taken. Lastly, controlling. Tesco hired an additional 5,000 temporary workers to bolster the existing workforce on the scope floor, in warehouse, and as a delivery drivers.